What's up, everybody? My name is Charles, and this is Am I Crazy? And tonight I wanted to try a different approach and attempt to extend an olive branch and talk about a few things. Um, I want to talk about why cognitive dissonance is dangerous and leads to uh, illogical conclusions. Um, there's also like reasons why I am doing this because it's mainly out of like real life preservation and like I know that there's people out there that are like worried about like me being stressed out or having anxiety and stuff like that, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't, you know, if I wasn't stressed out and had anxiety. And I do apologize for being, pretty abrasive, you know but it comes from a genuine place. Um, so I have been spending a while, trying to figure out different ways to, um, you know, do this thing, and I keep trying to, try to figure out something new, something people haven't done or something like that. But I only have like references, so I kind of end up doing what other people do. But it's really not a whole lot to do but to try to make people aware of what's going on. And I think like what mostly stresses me out is that like the cognitive dissonance is what brings me the most stress. The Me paying attention to what my surroundings and watching the news and seeing the stuff is not what's most stressful. The cognitive dissonance is what's the most stressful, because like me personally, I try to talk about the racism thing because I'm black, and like usually when I talk to people, I get a defensive response. It's um so I gotta try to find a different approach. But when uh, I try to do it calmly, it's like it kind of gets brushed off and like kind of patronizing, and like don't worry about it, not talk about it. While I'm trying to, well, it's a real life thing. Like even recently, I was, you know, trying to bring some things to light to some friends of mine, and their response was, "Well, how come you haven't said anything?" And I'm like, I'm saying something right now, and their response is like defensiveness. So I am compelled to um, challenge people's opinions and beliefs because it is really is a real life threat to me because of the color of my skin, the racism part. Um, because the cognitive dissonance, people evoke people into power that are just as cognitively distant, distant, and it's dangerous for me. I'm worried about my health too. That's why I'm doing this. Um, so what tends to happen with the cognitive dissonance is justifications for things like justifying slavery. People tend to say things like, well, they didn't think it was bad back then, so they didn't think it was a bad thing. That's justifying people's enslaving people, and then they put people into office that have the same type of thinking, that don't think it's wrong for people to enslave people. That's dangerous for people like me. So I have to challenge your beliefs and opinions so I can not die someday, possibly. Uh, Also, you may hear sometimes like or find yourself saying, uh, well, people are entitled to their own personal beliefs and opinions, you know. It's not my problem. I don't really need to, you know, what are you gonna do about it? Just throw your hands up in the air and people gonna do what they do. That's cognitive dissonance, and it's leads to dangerous logic, and it uh, bad things happen. It's extremely dangerous because then we don't challenge people's beliefs, and um, dangerous things happen. And you know, I think that we do have a common ground here. Like we do, like we don't realize it. Many people don't. Um, if you look at like the race thing in general from an outside perspective, it looks the same to me. You know, it's like the black community just copied the same thing that the people who brought them here did. It looks the same from an outside perspective. You know, it's like um, you white people don't segregate me, but then I'm gonna put up my own black people's only thing. It seems the same thing to me, just deliberate. Or like even the cancel culture thing where we're tearing down the the statues. It's like if, at its simplest form, like if you just take away all this stuff and just keep it at that's a white person, but then the black community starts putting up, you know, black statues. It's like it just perpetuates the problem. You know what I mean? Um, Even though they come from different places, but it's like a mirror effect. You know what I'm saying? It's like even though it happened here first, if you mirror it, it like it makes the other thing continue to be there. You see what I'm saying? So like even with the saying the N word, it's like um, the black community tells the white community they can't say it anymore, but then they start saying it, and then expect the white people to be like, well, how come I can't say it anymore? See what I mean? It's like it seems the same to me. You know, like you didn't want them saying it, so you just started saying it yourself. It seems weird to me. It's mirror image. If you look at it from an outside perspective, it looks the same, and it's ridiculous. So, like, and then here's another thing that we have common ground on. Like, we really do have common ground on like our military and your lives and people losing them. Like me, um, for instance, my father was a sergeant in the army, and he fought in Vietnam, and he died from Agent Orange. It gave him cancer, uh, and it's part of the reason why I have, you know, I'm trying to bring light to capitalism because it didn't just happen to me, but that chemical, the people who made it knew that it would be damaging and kill people, but the reason why they didn't pay the money to, you know, fix it is because of capitalism. It would have cost them money, so instead they left it the way it was, and people died from it, and my dad including one of them. So when you say, you know, military guys, you say you lose people, I know, I do too. We all do. We have common ground here. With the police, I tried to be a police officer, but the way I see it, it's not about the money and power. It's about protecting and serving. It's like you know, like I thought I was like, I think like, you know, you're superheroes in the comic books. You know, you're supposed to like protect all of mankind type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But that's the way I see police officers. So when I advocate for police officers, like I think they should be paid more, which is why I think the wealthy should be taxed so they can get paid more. Because damn, that's a stressful ass job. They should be taken care of, and their families should be taken care of. They should have free healthcare and all that. So like, we have common ground. There's another one. Our country. Care about our country. Like, so do I. You know, so do we. That's why we're trying to keep people from dying. But we're like pro preservation of life. You know what I'm saying? So like, here's another thing that we kind of have common ground, but kind of don't. It's the all lives matter thing. Like, but I adhere to like the actual like meaning of all lives matter. The reason why you don't catch me saying it anymore is because it was taken and turned into something else, and it doesn't have the same resonance as it should. Because the way it was used was in defense of life all around. Because the BLM protesters were standing up for life because they were dying, and then they were met by resistance that portrayed themselves as all lives matter, saying that black lives don't matter, which is an oxymoron in itself. It doesn't make sense. But also they like, there's the racism in there. You know, you can't deny it because it's in the flags. You know, dude, conservatives are super flamboyant about expressing their opinions. There's flags and stickers, you paint your cars and stuff like that. Like, you can't miss it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's out there. It's real. You know, because, like, there's, like, check this out. Like, you see me right now. Like, you know, trying to keep it together and be nice, throw some seeds. You see me? See this right here? That's called melanin. It's the same thing that, you know, makes the freckles on your butt cheeks. But check this out. Can you see me? No? But guess what? The color of my skin is still black. Everyone out here where you can't see, they don't know who I am. They just see black. So when a racist horde of zombies, you know, comes out of the ground and the government turns all super Nazi, it's kind of concerning to me because I have to live out here where you can't see me. But pro-preservation of life. So when I think of that, like the all lives matter and pro-preservation of life, so like, and challenging people's beliefs. If a man was getting ready to jump off of a bridge and he believed he had wings, and I'm pro-preservation of life, should I challenge his beliefs? Or do I let him jump? Because you know he don't got wings. You see what I'm saying? All lives matter. It doesn't have the same meaning because the response from that, you know, the conservatives in general was, you know, not wearing masks and don't get vaccinated and take you know, the national health crisis into their own personal hands and be like, I'll just decide whenever. That's not pro-preservation of life. So we don't have the same meaning of it, but it's kind of, I don't know, maybe a place to find common ground. Like, even with the military guys, like, you go out and fight for this country, but our country is falling apart right now, so I'm trying to fight for this country. Excuse me, son. If we do not challenge beliefs and opinions without evidence and proof and things, and if we cognitively distance ourselves and deny reality, it leads to dangerous things. For instance, the reason why the voter IDs are dangerous is because they're trying to be passed by people who without evidence uh, justify slavery and stuff. They're okay with people enslaving people and doing horrific things to them. It's the same thing that happened before. They're just trying the same thing that they tried back in the day. They say it all the time. They say, 1776. They adhere to the same values as the people back in 1776. They don't care if people look like me are put into slavery. So the voter ID, the reason why I don't approve of that as a black man, is because don't want to give a Confederate people, access to my ID and my vote, because they would most definitely try to deny me my vote, or especially if they know I'm black, because they automatically, because I'm going to be voting democracy or socialist, so that's what would happen to me, or I could be just turned into a criminal and not allowed to vote ever, like they did to people back in the day. So that's why it's extremely concerning to me as a real life black person. It's not the same as the vaccine passports, because here in America we have people that have taken the plague into their own hands and they want to continue to do their own thing. So we have to protect the rest of the planet. So to keep people from going all like, Resident Evil over it across the planet, people should know if somebody's coming across with COVID or not. But the reason why not challenging people's opinions and beliefs without evidence or critical thinking and proper analysis and asking the right questions is because, just throwing your hands up in the air because, going, well, everybody's entitled to do whatever, it doesn't allow for like proper structure or like discipline. You know what I'm saying? It's like it just lets anything and everything run amok, and it's not logical. It's illogical. And it's not a matter of like trying to make somebody believe this or that. It's just reality. That's all it is. Like, you can't allow people that deny reality to start making decisions. It's not logical. But here's an example of why it's dangerous and why I am. So here's another reason why I talk to conservatives, is because it's not just a matter of self-preservation of like just myself or the black and brown community. It's like I legitly care about like all living things, you know what I'm saying? So it's about preserving you guys too, like conservatives, even though you like even though the racist people like legitimately be out to kill me, I still have like a uncontrollable desire to protect humankind. So that's why I do this, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why I say I love you. It's like I can't, it's not something I can just turn off, do you know what I mean? So I have to challenge the illogical stuff to do that. And here's an example of just not challenging things and letting people believe what they want because it leads to illogical conclusions. There's a man by the name of Matthew Taylor Coleman. He recently was arrested for allegedly murdering his 2 children. sorry. Spoiler alert. Or fucking trigger alert. This is San Diego News 7, Channel 7. You can't see the screen, but I'll just read it to you. A father from Santa Barbara, California, has been charged with murder after he allegedly took his 10-month-old daughter and 2-year-old son to Baja California, Mexico, and killed them with a fishing spear because he believed his children were going to grow into monsters, according to federal prosecutors. Matthew Taylor Coleman, 40, has been charged with foreign murder of U.S. nationals, a federal charge given by U.S. prosecutors when an American citizen is killed in another country. According to a federal complaint, Coleman admitted to the brutal killing of his 2 children in a myriad interview where he referenced conspiracy theories from QAnon and the Illuminati. He told investigators that killing his children was the only course of action that would save the world because his wife possessed serpent DNA and had passed it on to his children. According to the complaint, serpent DNA is an apparent reference to the lizard people conspiracy theory, which falsely purports that reptilian aliens secretly run the world and have taken over important positions in the government, banking on Hollywood. The reason why I challenge your opinions and your beliefs is because conservative logic justifies slavery. It leads to bad logic. The believing that people are allowed to believe and do whatever the fuck they want, the logical conclusion to that is the killing of this man's 2 children was justified. It's justified because he's allowed to believe and do whatever the hell he wants, think into his own opinions. A man shouldn't even be being prosecuted because he's entitled to his own beliefs and opinions. We don't challenge it. We just let people do what they want. And people justify it and elect people into our government that justify it as well. That's why it's important to me. What stresses me out the most is people not listening. It's not a matter of listening with your ears. It's like listening with your heart and your soul. Being vulnerable. All that stuff you dudes have been pushing down forever, you can't do that anymore. You gotta be empathetic. You know? It ain't about just you. The reason why I get upset is because I'm not white. Even the white people that are out here on my side, they're safer than I am. Like much safer. Not me though. I'm not safe. I don't get to walk through the crowd of Nazis and keep my fucking head. See what I'm saying? It's a real life thing. That's why I try to talk to my friends. I try to get them to at least try to understand. But, you know, people be entitled to their own beliefs and opinions. Let's go hang out. But when I leave, I have to go fight the horde of zombies you support. Thanks, man. And I'm not supposed to get upset. I'm trying, like, just asking, please. It's not just happening to me. You guys are, the stuff is killing all of us. And I don't know what else to do. It's the only thing I can do. I can't just not, like, do anything. I've been doing it for almost 2 years now. Imagine this, like, putting yourself out there like this for everybody on the planet, like putting it like Even you military guys, you think you're putting yourself like, you think you know how you had to make the decision, like putting your life on the line? I had to make that decision too before I started making these videos, because I'm a black dude standing up against a whole bunch of racist people. That's fucking scary. But I had to make that decision. Like, if it fucking kills me, still, it's the right thing to do. We're dying. Screaming about COVID for 2 years, and people brush it off. People I love. Till it reaches home. Till it gets to them. And then, I don't know if I have to watch them die. After screaming. After trying to protect them for so long. You know? A friend gets a good friend of mine and his family gets sick. You gotta watch that after you've been like, hey, trying to protect them. Like, I can't turn it off. Sometimes I wish I could, but it's just, I think that it's like, I don't know, kind of that part of being hardened type of thing, because I grew up around all white people. The black part of my family is on the other side of the country, so I'm literally like alone, you know what I mean? The cries fall upon deaf ears. You can see it all around. And then I have to fight it. Like, you know, you hear things like, well, you can't fight the world alone. You should go seek other people. It's like, but I'm standing right in front of you though. Why can't you? I don't know. It's just, I'm just trying to, like, I just hope that this means something to you, you know, apart from all the stuff. I have a best friend that's falls victim to this stuff. The conspiracy, the conservative stuff. You know? The anti-mask and the anti-vax. I've already seen it happen to my friends, family. I'm trying hard to protect them, but they're on the side of my enemy, and I don't want to watch them die. They don't understand. That's why I do this. The part that stresses me out that people don't listen is I try my hardest to protect them, because I don't know what else to do. I can't watch my friends and family die. I still have hope that someday that we can, you know, find that human connection that we lost a long time ago, so we don't do this to each other anymore. My name is Charles. I love you. No, I'll catch you next time.